Well, hey there, Fiends. I'm Leigh. This is Grimmleighs Fiends, where we talk about monsters, mythology, magic, all those cool things that make our society neat, instead of all the crappy things that make our society terrible. This is Inktober, Day 3. The prompt for today is Vessel. Now, I do have some self-imposed rules for my participation with Inktober this year, and the first and foremost of them is that I need to do the artwork traditionally. The second is that I need to... I'm already forgetting the rules. All right, so let's make up the rules then. So the work has to be done traditionally. Have to keep it quick, because I'm not very good at keeping things quick. That's no joke, kids. I have a hard time keeping anything at all quick. The third rule is going to be to not make it so safe. And the fourth rule, of course, is going to be to make it monstrous. Now, today I'm going to be breaking that rule just a little bit because it's not going to be monstrous as so much as it's going to be supernatural. But yeah, that's part of the constraints of the page itself, right? We want to explore the myths, magic, and monsters. And that's definitely one of those things that would fit that nicely. A little tongue-tied today. Sorry about that. Get a few minutes into a drawing and wonder what the hell you're doing. So, vessel. I was thinking about a person who is carrying in their body a spirit, and then when that spirit decides that the time is over, it leaves its vessel and leaves them depleted, and in some cases leaves them completely used up. So I thought that would be kind of an interesting premise. Let's see if I can actually convey that in the art. One of the most entertaining parts of Inktober to me is the possibility that I'm going to completely flub it up. I mean, they're not all winners, right? And I'm not premeditating anything. I'm not thinking through the art prompts. I'm not thinking through what it is that I'm going to draw for each thing. I am trying to mess with my own head a little bit and see what I'll come up with if I'm put on the spot. That's the not being safe part, because usually I spend a lot of time planning on what it is that I'm going to draw. Okay. So far, so good. Now, collar in inside the hood. And now, it's my favorite pen in the entire world. I think it's a Pentel Sakura? Not sure. Of course, I love the pen so much that I don't know what it's called. But it lets me get in some ridiculously juicy lines. I think the problem with this one is that I actually let the ink go completely dry without refilling the cartridge, and then it sat dry for probably the better part of a year. So this pen is still kind of rehydrating its ink, but it's still letting me get some pretty chunky lines in there, which is awesome. The other fun thing about these higher end brush pens is that they don't care what you want to do. They have their own rules that they're going to adhere to. And so, yeah, you get some really cool chunky lines with it, but the trade-off is there may be times that the pen's decided that you're going to get a different kind of line width or a different type of tonal value to your work than you were planning on when you started the drawing. And that's fine. You work with those things, make them yours. I think we'll convey that the vessel is used up. We'll do some fun value work on the face. There's all of the energy, the spectral energy that the body has been hosting is leaving it. The skin a little more desiccated. I love this pen. it's working. This pen really wants to spend a little more time soaking up the new ink. I don't blame it. I'm surprised that with the neglect that it's experienced over the last few years that it's even participating in this exercise at all. It's a race against time. That should actually help me with my goal of not spending so much time on the project, because I'm actually concerned of running out of usable brush surface. Oh, there's a total whiff on a hand. Now it's time for me to remind myself that it's okay to slow down. Don't get so caught up in being fast, Leigh. Can't help it because I'm a storyteller. On top of doing illustrations, I always find myself, even in an exercise like this where I'm just trying to draw a picture, I'm not trying to tell a story, but there is a story brewing about this guy and why he's a vessel in the first place, what made him a vessel, and in this case, I'm actually feeling like this is a volunteer gig. This is not something, this is not a victim. This is not, so is this a religious person, a cultist in service of some old gods that has decided that, they'll carry their essence in their body until it's time to unleash them on the world. That's a fun story. I mean, it's been done to death, but it's fun. Get the wrappings in there. Like a sporn that a person wearing a kilt would use, but I always found it to be something of a practical type of bag for a person to use when they're adventuring, or in this case, possessed by ancient powers. for his legs, and I'm literally running out of media here. It's not that I'm running out of ink. The ink cartridge itself is full. It's just that this poor neglected pen has been going without ink for so long that it's still hydrating the nib. So I'm going to take that as a hint to just call it done. That is a really hard hint for me to take. Alright. You did well, little Pentel. Sorry that I neglected you and abused you for so long. The other thing you have to be careful about with this is the ink does like to smear. So erasing can be a bit of a risk. I have to go back through with some correction fluid and fix a couple of smudged areas. Alright, oh, I'm not happy with that. Let's fix that. Gotta fix you, bud. Alright. That I will accept. Have it. Day 3 in the bag. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to scare up that like button. And of course, you could let us haunt you forever by subscribing to the channel. And there's also a playlist of just Inktober content here on the page. Make sure to give that a jingle, and we'll have more content soon. Day 4 coming right up.